exciting, and one in which people, I think, will become more important than politics. And when I heard that Yasmin was standing up here, and I was asked, would you come and endorse her? Or you probably wouldn't, because you don't belong to the Labour Party. I said, no, I will come and endorse Yasmin, because I know her, I know what she stands for, I know what she represents. And some of you might think, well, do we really need to have all these meetings? There's quite a large Labour majority here, but it isn't about that. It's really about you using your vote. And it's very important that each and every one of you uses your vote and comes out and gives Yasmin a bigger majority than any Labour candidate has ever had before, because that's you saying she's representing us, we're giving her our vote. And you might think, well, why is it so important? Half an hour's drive from my parents' home, there's a grave to a woman called Emily Davison, and in 1913 Emily Davison threw herself under the King's horse during a race, and she was trying to highlight the fact that women didn't have the vote, women weren't equal in this country, and she was part of the suffragette movement, and there were some major figures from the suffragette movement from up here in the north. And they did all sorts of things. They threw stones at politicians, they chained themselves to the railings outside Parliament, they went on hunger strike, and in fact the hunger strikers were force-fed. And it was a practice that was stopped in this country because force-feeding in this manner was deemed to be brutal and primitive. Isn't it strange that the very same methods that were deemed brutal and primitive more than 100 years ago are still being practiced today, but in Guantanamo? Anyway, that's a side issue. But Emily Davison had for years tried all these different methods, and out of sheer frustration, she martyred herself. She died. She threw herself under the King's horse and died, so that one day maybe women would get the vote. That was in 1913. It wasn't until 1928 that we actually did, everybody, all women, regardless of their background, all women finally got the vote in 1928. So there's blood on your votes. There's the blood of a woman who wanted you to vote. So come election day, in memory of Emily Davison, if nothing else, make your vote. It's very, very important. And, what a finer tribute to use that vote than voting for Yasmin Qureshi. Not only is she a human rights lawyer, and she cares about issues that are close to all of our hearts, like Palestine. She's made that very clear. She's our sister. Wouldn't it be great to see a Muslim woman sitting on the green benches? And I'm sure that she'll make more of an impact than the 4 Muslim MPs that have been sitting on the green benches and have done sweet FA for, I would say, for human rights, for the Muslim community. There've been a right shower. I'm sure that Yasmin will make an impact, make a great impact, and show the world that Muslim women are not quiet, subjugated creatures. And furthermore, I think our hijabs will certainly be safe a lot safer. Just down the road, Jack Straw has done his best to have the niqab removed, and if that goes, you know, I don't wear the niqab, but I'll defend any sister's right to wear the niqab. If the niqab goes, they'll come after our hijabs. Make no mistake about it. So it's vitally important that we have a voice in the Parliament. And our voice, the Muslim woman's voice, will be Yasmin in Bolton, inshallah. Now then, we don't just want her to be elected, we want her to be elected with a massive, massive majority, because we want the world to know that we are putting our faith in her. And it's very, very important that people see this huge upsurge, and every single vote is going to be forensically analysed by the political pundits. And so let them see this huge spike going up in Bolton for Yasmin Qureshi. It's very, very important that we do that. The other thing is, on election day, it's the one day in the entire year when we are all equal. I know we're supposed to be equal, but we know the reality of the way things go in this country. But election day, my vote, your vote, counts just as much as any man's vote, counts just as much as anybody sitting in the House of Lords, from the princes to the paupers. All our votes are the same. They are equally measured, and it's the one day in the year where we can all say that we are equal. So for that reason as well, it's very important that you put your vote down. You know, and then the other thing, the other reason you should do it is do it for yourself as well. How many times are Muslims accused of not integrating, not taking part in the social democracy of this country? Well, there's no finer way of showing how well you're integrated than getting up and going out to vote. Now, unlike Yasmin, there's a lot of politicians out there that don't want the Muslim community to be engaged politically. They don't want you to become active in politics. It's much easier for politicians to have a quiet, pacified, subdued constituency, somebody that's not going to rock the boat or cause too many problems. So, although they accuse us of one hand of not integrating, when we do take part in the British process, they don't like it.